guys, today I am back to film Project Pan update number 5. So this month was a pretty rough month for me, just in general besides Project Pan, but I managed to finish 3 things and I'm actually really happy with that just because I didn't think I was going to finish anything this month. Like I said, it's been a difficult month for me, so I've had to focus my priorities on other things rather than like trying to use up makeup products. So I'm kind of actually okay with just finishing 3 things, plus I've already finished half the things on my list and I'm not even halfway through the year. So I'm actually really happy with where I'm at. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the empties. The first thing is I finished the Urban Decay Black Velvet Pencil. I've talked about in past updates how much I despised this pencil. It had fallout, I don't know, there was just nothing about this pencil I liked. I heard the velvet pencils were supposed to be longer lasting than the regular 24/7 pencils because of that matte velvety finish, but I didn't experience that. I think they were probably the same, if not maybe a little bit worse than the regular Urban Decay pencils. So this is Black Velvet. It was a sample. I will not repurchase or purchase it, I guess, just because I don't like it. I like the other Urban Decay pencils, but that one in particular from the Velvet line I did not like. Next is my 7 Days of Shadow. And originally I thought I was only going to finish 2 shadows out of this and still have 1 left over. I started out the month finishing Desperation. I mixed this with another like darker gray and put it in my crease. So that was kind of the fastest way I think I used it up. There was like once or twice I wore it on the lid, but it seemed like mostly when I mixed it with the crease color it went the fastest. But this was kind of a satin color, so it wasn't the best crease shade on its own, but if I mixed it with a darker matte gray, it was a little bit better. So I'm probably not going to repurchase this. Next, I finished Blackout. This I used a ton because I bought the Urban Decay Moon Dust Shadow in Scorpio, and I don't think I have it in here. I don't see it. But I kind of use this as like a blending color because if you've ever looked at Scorpio, it's basically a black with gold glitter in it. So I kind of use this as like a blending transition color a little bit too. So I kind of used this for blending and it went pretty fast. And then I finished Woodstock towards the end of the month because I decided just go ahead, 1 last shadow, let's just finish it. So I kind of had to keep piling it on. I don't know if that's because the shadow itself isn't very pigmented or if it's just not pigmented from being like on this little card thing, but anyways, this little 7 Days of Shadow box is finally finished. I am very happy to see that go because it has been in my sample bag for forever. It's been in there for at least, I think it's coming up on a year that I've had it in my sample bag. So I'm glad to see that gone. And then lastly, I did finish another lip product this month. So I finished my NYX Butter Lipstick in Fun Size. I am actually a little sad to see this one go. I really started to like this towards the end. It kind of became my favorite like peachy nude color. And I tried to wear a bit of Honey, which is the other butter lipstick I have in here. And there is a difference in color. This one is more brown and this is more peachy, I guess. So I really like Fun Size more and I'm a little sad that it's gone. I kind of wish I would have picked something else to finish up first before this one, but it's okay, it went really fast, so now I have the little bit more difficult lipstick saved for last, but that's okay. So now that the empties are out of the way, I'm going to move on to my progress with everything else, and I'm actually pretty happy with my progress this month. Like I said, I didn't have a ton of time to devote to making progress with things, but I actually kind of going over stuff this morning, I was like, I actually did pretty good, so pretty happy with that. First thing is my IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination. And I didn't include this in any weekly makeup bags, but I have been using this last week. I have yet to film my weekly makeup bag for this week and I need to get that filmed, but I've been using it just this last week and I've already got quite a bit more pan showing than last time. So I really do think that in the next couple months I'll have this finished, and it's kind of my goal to have this finished, maybe not by next update, but the one after that I'm really hoping to. I want to purchase this in the fair shade, so I'm trying to hurry up and finish this. I've actually been using it very, very lightly as a setting powder over my Tarte BB primer, just to give a little extra coverage, to get a little bit of dewy glowiness. and to add me just a smidge more cover, so that has been going really well. Next is my Rimmel Brow Pencil. This didn't get used a lot this last month. Today is the last day that I'm going to have this hair color, which is why my hair is really greasy because I'm coloring it like after I film this video. But anyways, I didn't use my Rimmel Brow Pencil a lot. I just don't use it a lot when my hair is really dark like this. Even just looking at the cap, like you can kind of see that this is just, they're very different shade-wise. So I did use this though to wax my eyebrows. I have the Anastasia brow stencils, and what I like to do is I like to get my skin a little bit damp, stick the stencil to it while it's a little bit, sorry, I have to say moist. When my skin is kind of moist, it sticks to that, and then I will take this pencil and I'll quickly fill them in, and then I'll just wax around it. So that's kind of the easiest way for me to like wax my eyebrows. It works okay. It's not my favorite method. I still would rather go to a salon and have them do it. But at the same time, I'm a little nervous just because I'm always afraid that if I get my eyebrows waxed, they're gonna wax them right off. I don't know, my eyebrow hairs are just very blonde, so I'm very particular of people waxing my eyebrows. It makes me pretty nervous. But now that I'm gonna be going lighter, this should definitely have more progress. It is down to about the O now in brow. I think I told you guys last time it was up to the O. So it was like that, and now it is like that. So it is getting shorter. I can definitely tell the pencil is getting shorter. It's just not a ton of progress, and like I said, I'm hoping that when I go lighter, it'll match better and we will see better progress with that one. Next is MAC Breath of Plum. And this I tried to use at the beginning of the month, and I don't know, for whatever reason, it just at times seemed very splotchy. I just really wasn't happy with it. So I took pretty much a really big break from it. I think I only used it like the first week of May, and then I was just kind of done. So this doesn't look too much different. I think there's maybe a little bit more pan showing. I feel like the pan on this is growing just very gradually, and I don't feel like I'm seeing a difference, but if I look back at older videos, it is growing, it is getting bigger. Every day that I look at it, I don't feel like I see a huge difference. So that is where that is. This is probably going to take a little bit of a break this month as well. Of course, I'm going to try to use it a few times here and there just to make some progress with it. But I'm still kind of thinking that when fall rolls around, I will just go back to wearing it every day. Because that's pretty much what I did last fall and last winter, is I wore it like every single day almost. I only had a couple of days that I wore other products. So next is my Too Faced bronzer. This started out not so well, and then the last half of the month I did really well with it. So that is where it's at now. Quite a big difference. My goal was originally to have cleared out everything in the second ring, but as you can see, I still have a little bit of product right in here, and kind of up here at the top there's just a smidge. But I want to kind of clear that out for next time, and my goal is there's like a third ring. It's really hard to tell because it's the last ring before the edge of the pan. So my goal is to clear out everything between the second ring and the third ring. So that is my goal for next time. I think that's really achievable, especially how much I've been using this. So I'm hoping to have this finished, not by next update, but the update after that. So that is where that is. If I could finish it by next month though, that would be great. We'll just kind of have to see. Next is my Smashbox Fusion Soft Lights. This I was feeling really depressed about a couple days ago because I'm like, this is just not moving. And then I looked at today and I'm like, no, I am definitely making progress with it. It's just very hard to notice. Because it's a highlighter and you're not using a ton of it, it just doesn't look like it's changing. But I can definitely tell now, this side over here is getting really, really flat. The middle of the design is almost completely gone, and you can kind of see these random like dips all over that center stripe. I don't really know what that's from, but that's just the way it's been going, so I'm just gonna let it happen. And then these two stripes out here, you can see that like the lines in the design, especially right here in this middle part, are really just pretty much gone. So there is progress with this. It's something that I thought I wasn't seeing any progress with, but it definitely is. It's just very gradual, and it's something that I have to look at pretty hard to feel like to see the difference. But this is definitely making progress. I definitely want to keep it up. It's my only highlighter for the, you know, in the project pan, so I just want to keep it going. So that'll be used every day next month like it was this last month. Next is my Urban Decay pencil in Sabbath. And I believe I used this a few times, a handful of times, just to make a little bit of progress with it, but Black Velvet was definitely my focus liner this last month, just trying to finish it. So this is what Sabbath looks like. It's definitely not a full pencil, but it's still pretty big. This is definitely finishable by the end of the year though, because Sabbath is very creamy. Like that was just a very light swatch. Like I'm barely touching my hand and you can see how creamy, and it's really pigmented. So it does not take a lot of pressure or product, but it goes kind of fast. It's a very strange liner, but it's one of my favorites. It's pretty navy blue, so it'll be perfect for summertime. So that'll definitely start seeing a lot more progress this next couple months. Next is Gravity. Gravity is going pretty well. Definitely want to step it up and make a lot more progress with it though. So this is what mine looks like. You can see there is an actual like kind of decent sized dip going on now. They've worn it a couple times this month. Not just like, because the last couple times I've used it, I've mostly used it along the lower lash line. But this last month I have used it more like on my lid and that kind of thing. So I'm starting to get a dip in it. I just really wanted to hit pan on it, but I didn't really focus on it enough. So this next couple months, that is really going to be my focus, is, you know, trying to get through these shadows a little faster, because I think I'm doing okay, but I'm just not quite where I want to be with them. So I think this next month, Gravity, I am going to just use pretty consistently because I just need to make a lot of progress with it. Next is Ecstasy. Ecstasy I did use this month, but I only used it a couple of times. I didn't use it a ton. And when I did use it, I felt like I had to use a lot of product. It's just not super, super pigmented. But you can definitely kind of see my little starting dip there. It's like right in here. So that's where it's at. It's not a huge dip, but it's definitely not level anymore. So I don't know, this one too, I just need to use a little more consistently, try to make some really good progress with it. The shadow I just think is maybe kind of getting toward the end of its lifespan. It's kind of dry, and I won't say chalky, but it's, I guess, a little chalky. So that one I need to hurry up and get out of my collection. Next is my Tarte eyeshadow. This one is the one that's, I think, probably going the best, and I feel like that's kind of a given because it's my base shadow. So that is what it looks like now. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to tell. The word Tarte is completely gone off of this now, and it's got a really big dip in it. It's almost completely level with where it cracked. Actually, I would say it's completely level with where it's cracked now. So the shadow is really thin now, and I feel like I'm going to be hitting pan on this. Maybe not this before next update, but definitely the one after that. I feel like for sure I will have at least hit pan on it. But this is going really, really well. It's a little harder, I feel like, to see the progress with it, but it is going really well. Next is my Anastasia Catwalk palette. This is actually doing pretty well too. There's nothing like pan showing or anything, but I mean, some of the shadows are going really well. This one here actually has a pretty good dip in it. I don't know if you're going to be able to, you can kind of tell. This particular corner over here, like this half of it where my finger is getting kind of low. So that's going really well. Most of the other colors I haven't used too much. This kind of darker brown color I have used a lot this last month, but there isn't really a dip just because I use such a small amount of it. So the other colors I have worn them. I've worn them at least once. But the only one that has any significant progress, I feel like, is this first one. And this I'm not trying to finish before the end of the year. I just want to have a good start on it for Project Pan, or pan that palette next year with this one. So I'm just trying to make a little bit of progress with it, so that way it's not so hard next year and maybe it'll be a little easier. But that is where that one is. Next is my MAC Warm Eyes palette. This, it went okay, and I still have like a couple more days before I have to film my Pan That Palette update, so there's some time for me to kind of use it up a little bit more before that, but that is where it's at. I really wanted to finish Retrospect this last month, and I did wear it pretty heavily a couple of times, but the amount of pan showing isn't a lot different. The biggest difference is down here. This down here is getting really, it's starting to get pretty thin. I've been really concentrating on my brush, kind of trying to finish this edge down here and then kind of work my way down to where it's fuller. So I've been trying to finish this, so it doesn't look a whole lot different, but it has, you know, has made some progress. The other three shadows, there really hasn't been anything going on with those. I know I used Honesty, and you can still kind of see my dip with Honesty, but other than that, I really, you know, I haven't used Sketch and Cognac. I haven't used these two down here. So I used Honesty a little bit, used Retrospect a pretty fair amount, but this is just, it's slow. It's making progress, it's going, but it's slow progress. So there's where that one is. EOS Red Lip Balm. I wanted really, really bad to finish this, and I was doing really well for about 2 weeks, and then I just kind of dropped off and quit using it as much. So I'm going to try to get really back into this. You'll see in my favorites why I kind of quit using this for 2 weeks, because there was another product I started to use instead. So I'm going to try really, really hard to finish this before next update, and I think that I definitely will. EOS balms are, I don't want to say easy to finish, but they're pretty easy. So I'm going to focus on that next month. Next, continuing with lip products, is MAC Odyssey. This I didn't use, so this looks exactly the same as last month and the month before. It's just something I'm going to use more towards the end of the year. I'm kind of focusing on other lip products first, so that's Odyssey. Next is my Butter Lipstick and Bit of Honey. And I did wear this a couple of times just because I finished Fun Size, I think about a week or two before the end of the month. So I was trying to kind of find what I was going to wear and use up next. And I thought I was going to do Bit of Honey, but I think I'm going to wait a little bit. So it's still, as you can see, pretty full. It's definitely still broken and pretty beat up. But I did use it a little bit. It's just nothing super significant. So I think that maybe by next update, I'm hoping to finish 2 lip products again. And I'm thinking the month after that, I will start to focus on Bit of Honey. Next is my CoverGirl Cream Lipstick. This I also wanted to try really hard to finish, but I didn't quite get there. I don't have a lot left though. I feel like that's not that much product left. So I'm definitely planning on finishing this by next update along with the red EOS balm, and then I will start working on Bit of Honey after that. But this is just, I do not like this lipstick. It feels like gritty on my lips, and I just really don't like it. It's going okay though, so if I can just finish it up, I will never have to see it again. Next is my Maybelline Lipstick in Blushing Beige. This one I wanted to wear this month and I just kind of didn't. I think I might have worn it a few times, but other than that I really haven't. I'm meaning to put it in my weekly makeup bag just so I wear it a little bit more, but that's what it looks like. Nothing super significant again, but there really doesn't seem like there's a lot of product in this, so I feel like this won't take me too long once I start to focus on it a little bit more. So that is where those are. Next is my Milani Lip Flash in Star Flash, and that's what it looks like. It is getting really, really short. It's down to the P in lip now, and I think before, last time I showed you guys, I hadn't even gotten to the L or the I in lip yet. So I've been wearing this like crazy this last month. I would say this has probably been like my go-to lip. I wear this, and then I layer the Tarte lip gloss in New York Minute over top. And New York Minute is actually halfway gone at least too. So these two are helping me finish each other. But I think this Milani Lip Flash, I either need to focus on something else like the CoverGirl lipstick, or I'm going to either try to finish this by next update as well. It just kind of depends, but I'm thinking maybe I'll try to finish the CoverGirl lipstick in 2 weeks and then work on the Milani one. We'll kind of see. But that is kind of the plan I'm thinking. Next is my Buxom Gloss in Debbie. This I was like, oh, there's no progress with it. It's not getting anywhere. It kind of has a huge air bubble in it right now. But it is down to about here when it's like settled and everything. So it's about halfway, and I'm actually pretty happy with that, especially because I feel like now that we're in June, it's just starting to kick off the summer months, and I know that I'll start wearing this a lot more. So to be already halfway with this going into summer, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm getting excited to get to the point where I'm going to need to take the stopper out and clean it out. So we're getting there. It's a little slow. I've definitely used it a lot this last month, but I didn't use it as much this month as I think I did last month. But that is where that one's at. It's making good progress, and I want to keep that up. Next is my Mikan Fixer gel. That's where it's at. So it has definitely gotten lower. I want to say it was right between Mikan Fixer and liquid gel. So it's moved about an inch, I would say, at least. If not, maybe like an inch and a fourth or inch and a half almost. So it is definitely getting lower. I think that I'm going to be able to finish this in 2 or 3 more updates. I think I'll have it finished. But that is where that is, and I'm pretty happy with that. Next is my Revlon Skin Lights. I did use this once, but I didn't do anything super crazy. So this is super full still. It's still going to take some time to clean it all out and everything, but this one I definitely do need to step up and work on a little bit more. So there's that one. My Bath & Body Works Twilight Woods. I definitely tried with this one to use it a little bit more. I wasn't the best about using it, but I did make some progress because I think I was to about here, and now I'm down to here. So it has moved some. I'm not quite halfway, and I was really hoping to get to halfway. I'm really bad about applying lotion except for on my hands. So if you're using on your hands, you know, you're not using a lot as much as you would use if you did like your legs or something. So I'm going to try my hardest to get better about it this next month. And maybe mixing the Skin Lights with it just to use them up both a little bit faster. So there's where that one is. And then actually I skipped over Twilight Woods. So this is what Twilight Woods looks like. It looks exactly the same as last month. I am 90% sure I didn't use this. I might have used it once, and if I did, I would have used it pretty lightly, but it's exactly where it was last time, just under the word Woods, if I would stop shaking. But just under there. So this would be pretty easy to finish. It's just I'm probably going to wait closer to the end of the year when it's fall. Twilight Woods is just one of my favorite like fall scents. I actually really enjoy it for that kind of transition in from spring to fall, just because it's a very light scent, and I don't want to say it's florally, but it kind of is a little bit. I don't think they have the key notes on this bottle, so that is where everything is at. I will be doing my Pan That Palette update in 2 days, and I have my monthly empties, my monthly favorites, all of that stuff coming up. So I'm probably going to upload a little bit extra videos. I don't want to say things are calming down because they're still kind of chaotic, but I have a little bit more time to film this week, so we're getting somewhere. I'm getting time to film, and then I'll have a little bit more time to upload as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed my update. I hope your guys' project pan is doing really well. I know a lot of you guys are doing smaller ones, and some of you guys are doing pretty big ones, and I've kind of been watching them here and there, and it's been interesting to see how far everybody's gotten, that kind of thing. And I know some people have actually already finished theirs, so I hope everyone's having good luck with their project pan, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.